My name's Mike Rivers, and I'm visiting as well, and I just learned to keep my mouth shut. I looked over at Blythe, and I was like, hey, I'll go if you go. Dang it, she went. This weekend, I'm up here. I've been working as a raft guide this summer up here. So I was here a couple months ago, and got the privilege to meet a lot of you at the dinner in the evening and stuff, and but this weekend, I have the opportunity to be up here with a group of friends from church, and we've been doing some rafting, and yesterday we did a couple trips down the river, and we got back, and luckily, Friday night we went to the hot springs, and I think the good Lord, somebody left their shirt, so this is this nice shirt that I'm wearing to church, because I didn't bring any church clothes, and they also left a headlamp. That came useful last night because we had this big plan to hike into Moon Dipper Hot Springs. I've never been there before. I've heard about it. And it ended up being quite the adventure. There was only, in the beginning, there was like 10 people that wanted to go, and in the end, there was only 2 of us. And I was exhausted from rafting all day, and I really didn't want to go. But I went, and we got on the trail at like 8:30 at night. Had no clue where I was going. It was pitch black dark, and I had this headlamp that I found at the hot springs the night before, and a different one. And I was like, oh, I got this new headlamp. This is going to be great. Well, according to the internet, the trail was only supposed to be like 2 miles long. But it was the longest 2 miles because it took us like an hour and a half to hike 2 miles. So I don't know if that information is right or I'm just a slow hiker. But the individual that I was with, we both were all part of a singles group, and so a lot of the things that have been shared today like hit home for us. And so we had an amazing conversation for like a total of 5 hours about the church and trials. And so after finding the hot springs finally, we soaked for about 10 minutes and decided that we should probably go because it was starting to rain. And so we start hiking back, and I'm like, all right, like at least I know that we made it here, so we should be able to make it back okay. And, being a member my whole life, I've known which direction to go, and I've taken the wrong trail sometimes. And in the middle of the night, it's easy to take the wrong trail. And so I got this headlamp. I had no clue how old the batteries were on this thing. I thought it was going to work great and lead us back and everything. And halfway back, the gal that I was with was like, did you hear that growl? And I was like, get out of here. There's nothing in the bushes. And I'm like, I know I'm supposed to be a man, but there's one thing I'm afraid of. And I was like, I don't have a gun. I don't have a knife. I don't have anything except for this headlamp. And at this point, it's not shining much light, so I can't see anything around me. And so I was like, I'll just start talking louder, and it's going to scare the bear or whatever it was away, So we keep walking, and she's like, hurry up. And I'm like, my legs hurt. Like, the nice thing is I'm slower than you, so you'll survive. Don't worry about it. And she's like, all right, we got to go because I'm getting wet. And I was like, I know, but I'm old, So we come around the corner, and there's a sign that I was like, hey, I remember seeing that right when we got back, right as we left. So I was like, oh, sigh of relief, It's those signs in life, like testimony meeting, hearing other people's struggles that are the same as ours, that it's that talk, that all we're expected to do is 1% better each day. And as long as you progress on that, by the end of the year, you're going to be 37% better. And then it starts compounding pretty quickly after that. And so we made it back to the car, and then the road from there back to Terrace Lakes became like the longest road in the world. So we ended up getting back at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, oh, this is miserable. So I was like, do I really want to go to church this morning? Like, I could totally just sleep in, and I'm extremely grateful that 5 minutes before we were supposed to leave, I was like, all right, I'll go throw my clothes on. And I apologize that I'm in shorts and flip-flops, I'm grateful that I made the decision to come here and that I was able to listen to all the amazing shares. And I can testify the power of the atonement in this life, that it doesn't matter how many times it takes for us to ask for forgiveness, we're always granted that. And I'm blessed to know quite a few angels in this room that have known me for quite some time in my life. And without those individuals, like, I would be on a dark and dreary night hike still. But luckily, with their presence in my life and the love that they've shown me over the years, like, I'm able to stray back to the path of light, and I appreciate that. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen.